We can keep moving on, Travis. I want to talk about the AL MVP real quick. We mentioned the Angels that are going to be in the race. Someone else that's going to be in the race is Aaron Judge. And Aaron Judge is not only
trying to win me some money.
He's trying to win Travis some money in Vegas for sure. He's trying to win the Yankees some games because he's probably their hottest hitter, and they have, they're kind of one of the biggest surprises in the American League. We all knew they'd be a good team, but they're proving to be a really dominant, great team so far, at least. And Aaron Judge is someone, Travis, who was offered an extension prior to this season by the Yankees.
Very true.
It was something that we thought was a lot of money to decline, right? It's like, yes, you could probably get more in an open market, but you have an injury history. If you get hurt this year, you might regret that. He bet on himself, and boy, is it paying off. So give me your reaction to that kind of storyline we're seeing with Aaron Judge this season.
Yeah, I mean, the home runs are what says it all. 12 on the season, leads all of Major League Baseball. Right now is the leader for the AL in runs. So two nice categories to be leading baseball in. And then, of course, the percentage stats. Not as good, of course, when we look at a guy like Mike Trout or Taylor Ward so far. But when you have a 1,000 OPS and, you are pretty much batting, 300 and a 600 plus slugging percentage, and even the most total bases in the AL as well, you are a force to be reckoned with. Also, not to say he is on the best team in Major League Baseball right now. And, the New York Yankees get a lot of hype when their all-star, their best player is playing at an MVP type level. So
it's going to help the voting that much.
It's going to help the voting. And I think the voters are just hungry to give a guy like Aaron Judge an MVP trophy. Just because we know at a full season, we don't get that too much, but at a full season, he can be so valuable like what he's doing right now. So, I mean, what a tremendous start from him. Also with his teammate, Giancarlo Stanton as well.
Right.
I think, of course, Judge provides better value in getting an MVP, but
right.
I mean, like I said, what a start.
I think they were the first duo in baseball, teammates, to get to 10 home runs each. So,
and there's a question. Do you? And I was going to ask you. Do you agree? Do you think both guys can get to 50?
I'm going to say no, just because of the ball this year.
Yep.
I think if it was 2019, I would say definitely. But I think that in 2022, I think this ball is. I honestly, Travis, I think
44.
I think there's a really good chance like the MLB leader in home runs doesn't hit 50 this year. I think just based on the ball. I remember Travis Trout is on this crazy tear, right? He's playing so well. Like a week ago, I think the broadcast said he's on pace for like 41 homers. I'm like, wait, what? Like, he's going crazy. What do you mean 41 homers? Like, and I guess the math says that based on how much he's hit, week by week so far, that's just where he's at. And the ability to hit, a bunch of homers in a week is just kind of slimming down.
It is.
And Travis, one thing I want to piggyback off of that, I still think we're seeing some MLB trickery. I don't want to say it's just one game I'm going to pick at, so I'm not going to say it's like the end all be all, but Carlos Rodon got absolutely lit up by the St. Louis Cardinals on Sunday Night Baseball last night.
Mm-hmm.
It's just another example of a national broadcast where all of a sudden the home runs go flying. And I'm just thinking, national broadcast, I wonder if they gave Rodon, that juiced ball. I think it was a 15-run game for the Cardinals, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, Albert Pujols got the relief appearance in the ninth inning, which
that just added to his Hall of Fame status even more.
It just all over Twitter, of course, these highlights of him throwing the ball 50 miles an hour, just eephus pitches. But, great moment for Cardinals fans, I'm sure. But really the main topic in my mind was, wow, like what an offensive day on the national scale of, Sunday Night Baseball. Really makes me think that I don't think it's a coincidence we keep seeing these crazy offensive performances. Also, someone else pointed out like the home runs you see per game for like those Apple TV broadcasts are also pretty high overall. So I'm just thinking that the MLB, I think they know what they're doing.
That is some shady stuff. Yeah.
I mean, that's my thought. Any reaction to that?
No, I mean, that's a good point. The one thing I'll counter is that what was it? Brewers Phillies game earlier that was 0-0.
Was it? Okay.
It was that game where Schwarber got tossed by Angel Hernandez, and Angel Hernandez had just the most horrendous night of officiating in history, probably, but very common for him. But it's funny. They probably learned their lesson that game, Alex, and they said, okay, we lost so many viewers at a 0-0 game, like in the eighth inning, that we cannot let this happen again. I turned on the TV, and I was just blown away the Cardinals able to score that many runs against Rodon. I got him in fantasy, so it was a tough loss on a crucial Sunday night.
He'll be fine. I promise.
And a crucial end of the week for my fantasy week. But no, he'll be fine. But it is very interesting that he gets lit up that much, and I was just. It was very strange
a Cardinals
to see
team
him.
with good offense and lots of good righty hitters to counter his lefty stuff. But Rodon has been a very, very good pitcher for the last, all of last season and all of this season so far has been really dominant. And just to see, all those home runs given up early on in the game, double, walk, home run, like it was just kind of like he could not catch a break. It just kind of makes me raise an eyebrow, and that's no slight to the Cardinals hitting. Like, I mean, I'm just talking about the amount of home runs you see per game this season. It was kind of nothing compared to what we saw in that Sunday Night Baseball game.
Yeah, and when I saw that score, I thought to myself, Arenado probably just went off because he just feasts on left-handed hitters or left-handed pitchers. But you're right. I mean, Goldschmidt, Edman,
Yachty actually got one out too, over the fence, so that tells you something, I guess.
Yeah. So. Interesting that could be, that's a very good thing to look at because, like you said, the Apple TV broadcast, that's a new market they're trying to reach, and they might want a little bit more offense in those games than they usually do in other games. That goes back to that first game of the year, Alex, Angels-Astros, that first Friday night game. I think the Astros scored like 13 or 14 runs that game against the Angels, and I think combined it was like 20 runs scored in the entire game. So that could be another case too where those Apple broadcasts, I for some reason hate them, but they get a lot of runs. So it'd be nice to kind of see maybe one of our teams on again for one of those national broadcasts and get some runs again.
Just see how it goes. Yeah, just to see like, is there something here? Is it going to continue with these crazy high run scoring environments on these nationally televised games? I guess we'll see. It's still early in the season, so they could die off. But from what I've seen so far, at least anecdotally, I think that there's something there with these really monster shots that you're just not seeing in other games. You see them on these big stages, but that's just a food for thought going forward as you guys watch the Sunday Night Baseball, the Apple broadcasts, any other big game of the week kind of stuff. Just keep your eye out, see if there's extra. It seems like there's extra long balls in those games, but
presented by Tool Tools Podcast.